Hey everybody, it's Rara and welcome to the next episode of Satisfactory. In the last one, we expanded our factory for concrete and limestone things. And now there's a second floor for it over there. And in this one, we're gonna do something. First off, let's take these out and just get this down to 3 per minute like we did before at 60% speed. So it's only consuming 36 screws. So that once again, we can turn on the rotor machine and have this being automated, you know, like our old setup before I overclocked it. And then we will reduce this back down to a Mark 1. Let's check and see if Lil Lars got anything for us. What's up, buddy? Nope, okay. I went and got the materials I needed for this so we could finally use our purple slug to unlock the ability to use purple slugs. Yay! That's our first tree entirely completed, but it's usually people's first one because it's so small. And now that we've done that, let's look for some iron. Oh! Because we need more iron, and I know those two exist. That away. Please let this be a pure node, but if it's not, that'll be okay. You think they'd really put 3 pure nodes pretty close to each other? I don't know. Kinda doubtful. Oh, they did! Nice! This is like right there too. So you can start like a third factory kinda like over here for steel things. Alright, let's do this. We're gonna plop down a little bit of you, Mark 1 miner, facing, I mean, I guess like this direction is fine, something like here. And since it's already super close to the grid, we don't have any problems just doing like this. Easy. But let's think for a second here. So we're trying to make steel, right? And we just unlocked the foundry so that we can make steel ingots. What's it take to make a steel ingot? We open it up, click, 45 per minute. Oh, that's awkward. But you know what? It is 1-to-1, so for every iron and coal we put in, we get out 1 ingot. So that makes this kind of easy. We could just underclock this to only consume 40 per minute, like so. And yeah, we'll just do 3 of them, since we can only bring 120 of each kind of ore right now. We're making 120 steel ingots with 3 foundries. That's pretty simple. So we'll just copy the settings here. 88.8889%. The only sucky part about this is now we've got to go set up another miner on the top of the hill there and bring down another line, like, on top of this line. So that's gonna be fun. Oh, actually, I should get some reinforced iron plates before I do this. They really do travel in herds. This one's T-posing. Wait, no, so is that one. They're doing the Bean Boy equivalent of T-posing. It's so menacing. It's so menacing. Oh, I'm gonna run before he comes at me. I guess we'll just use this one right here. Miner Mark 1. Turned it this way. Connected to the power grid via a pole right here. Boop. Alright, cool. Maybe it's not the best way I could have directed that, but it's alright. Now we just gotta drag this all the way down the mountain, and I will see you in a sec. You know, it's just one conveyor belt laying on top of another conveyor belt. There's nothing weird about that. And right here, they will diverge. They'll make a split in the path. That only took like 300 something plates, so that's cool. Here comes layer 2. Alright, so I don't know exactly what the plan is for how we're gonna build all of this, but let's clear out these trees so we can have more space. That'll be nice. And I think we'll do something like, you know, parallel to our iron factory, kind of build the steel out in this way, this direction. Oh goodness, stop it! They keep spawning from like above there. And I know I destroyed that. That thing keeps respawning. I guess we'll get rid of it for this play session though. If I can get up there. You know what? I'm just gonna build a staircase right up to the thing. So I don't have to go around every time. Okay, we just ride this up. And hello, Hatcher Spawner. What are you doing? Stop respawning. You sunny side old mother. Sunny side up egg yolk mother. That insult did not come out the way I wanted it to. Okay, sometimes words are a little difficult for me. Okay, nice. And in the spirit of lining this up well, let's just use these foundations and, oh, those are actually a bit low. We might just want to make a new thing here. Well, I guess this is practice for making a modular factory, right? I guess I've already been doing this, since I technically kind of have 2. Kind of like split up and not in the same area. I mean, it's still very close, but you get what I mean. Let's just start right here. and then build outwards. I feel better if we had a little bit more space. What if we just delete this pole since it's not really doing anything right now? And do a little bit more. And we'll cut down this berry tree. This building area is a little awkward, but we will make it work. Okay, nice. And then we do the pole. Okay. And hey, the coal's arrived. Yay! That makes this easy for us. So let's just have the foundries be a little bit back here, since that's close to our coal. We'll kind of snake the iron around, right? And we'll do, let me see here. Should I build like that? Yeah, it's like they're like slightly over each of these. Okay. Then we do 1, 2, 3. And I believe we should still have our settings, right? Yep, okay. Well done. I think what we'll do for this is we will take a Mark II belt of iron. And, oh, that lines up pretty easy. I mean... Okay, fine, we'll do it the right way. Oh, that's kind of awkward. We'll just bring it around here, bring it around town. Like so. Now let's set up some splitters. Right here, here, and there. And then we just drag them in. With each one of these using 40 a minute, so we'll mark one, belt them in like this. Nice. Now you might be wondering how we're going to get that, like, the coal in, because we haven't really had a lot of situations like this where we've needed to get, you know, 2 different kinds of materials into the same building before. And my favorite answer to this question is a little thing like this, where what we'll do here is we'll take this coal, right? Come along this way, and we'll build the coal over here, right? And at each one of the entrance holes for the coal, we're going to set up another set of splitters, like this. And maybe we'll delete that, get that out of the way. In we go. Okay. And then we will repeat this process for the other 2 entrance holes. Oh, wait, why did that line up like that? That wasn't lined up with anything. Very weird. Why is this not lining up right? Oh well. It's fine. We know how to do it without any guidelines. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. And now all we need to do is use a Mark I conveyor lift that is accepting from out like that, from out like that, and same thing. And then we'll use Mark I conveyor lifts exporting out that direction. This is a rather fun solution that I have for these kinds of questions, because you get to use conveyor lifts and they're cool and fun and neat. We technically didn't need that for the first one here, but I wanted like a bit of uniformity. Oh, did I not connect them? Okay, there we go. Oh, I did that for the iron one. And yeah, pretty simple. It keeps things nice and neat. No belts touching, and we get to utilize conveyor lifts in a more unique way. This is what it looks like from this angle and from the back. As you can see, it's pretty clean, and I definitely advise you to try to utilize conveyor lifts for more than just lifting things up between floors, because this is a fun way to build things. But our steel factories don't have power, so once I throw this shit away, let's do that. We'll set up some conveyor pulls over here. Sure. And then one across the way for good measure, right here. And that's all 3. You know, what they should do is they should have these little, like, wire connector things on all 4 corners of each machine so that the wires don't, you know, phase through the building like that, trying to connect directly to that little spot. I feel like that'd be like a simple solution to clean up some of the, you know, the cable clutter. Sorry, what's it calling it? Wires? You know what I mean. Okay, so we've got 120 steel being made per minute. But you know what we never figured out? We never figured out what we're doing with all this steel, so let's do that. Alright, let's grab us a constructor and an assembler. And let's see what things you can make with steel. Well, in the constructor we have the steel beam and the steel pipe, both just use steel ingots. That's pretty simple. And let's see here, this new space elevator part, it requires steel beams, but that's not using ingots. I guess that's really it, just those two things, just the beams and the pipes. Alright, so let's think here. The steel beam recipe at 100% clock speed takes 60 ingots to give us 15 beams. Well, we're making 120, so we could theoretically make 30, but we're also going to want to make pipes. And this recipe takes 30 per minute to make 20 pipes. So I guess that's pretty simple, right? We just make 40 pipes a minute using 60 ingots. And then 15 beams a minute using 60 ingots. It seems it's a lot less beams, but you know, I guess that's fine, right? I wonder what would happen if we tried to make like we use 90. That would give us 22.5. Then the beams and the pipes would be closer together, but I'm not sure if that's worth. Maybe. I think we'll be fine like this, just using the 1 for the beams and then 2 for the pipes. So yeah, pretty small setup here. We only need 3 constructors for the 3 foundries. We are going to be combining each of the foundry outputs though into one little thing. So we'll take some mergers and do our usual business. Okay, we hooked them all up to make a 120 line. Easy peasy. And then right in the front here, we'll be making 3 constructors. Like so. And the first one will be for our beams. And the last 2 for the pipes. Just need a few more splitters. I mean, you all know this setup. It's pretty simple. It's how we do. It's how we do. You should be used to this kind of thing by now, and I hope that you are. And we just use Mark 1s for the input. Okay, lovely. Now, these just need power. And then we'll be making steel items. That was pretty simple, kind of fast. Dang it, why wasn't it more difficult? Why did it take 20 years? I don't know, but I guess I'm not complaining. So here's our steel setup from the back to the front. Fairly simple overall. We're still pretty early game, so the builds aren't going to be too complex. Well, alright. Storing time. We will merge these 2 together. And, ooh, yeah, I guess we can just store right here. We'll expand it when we have to, but this is all we can do for now with steel. So, we place down a merger right on this one. I think that's, nope, not good enough. Perfect. And we use Mark 1 for the output, since each of these is producing 20 pipes, for a total of 40 pipes. Going into a storage bin right here. Organization, storage container. I want to get the front and the thing. Nice. I want to set up the other one to be exactly right there. Good, 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 good. And this is only making 15, so Mark 1 belt. And Mark 1, wait. Nope. Follow your own advice. 1 simple belt rather than 2 belts. Yay! I wonder what we can unlock now with the steel stuff done. Let's go find out. Well, when we've got 200 steel pipes, we'll be able to unlock advanced steel production, which will allow us to make a lot of other things, as well as obtain the miner Mark II. And I think I'll want that. If not for, you know, to make these things, maybe just to get an upgraded miner so we can use even more things. But we're also going to need Logistics Mark III. But lo and behold, we already are making these things, so we can already get this too. And that will give us access to the Conveyor Belt Mark III, which can move 270 resources a minute, which will allow us to expand once again. Oh boy. You know how I am with expanding things. We'll also get the Conveyor Lift Mark III, stackable pipes. I don't know why you don't just unlock this with regular pipes. I mean, it's just a stackable, it's just the ability to stack pipes. It's not that crazy, really. Oh, and the Industrial Storage Container, which is like a regular storage container, but just twice as big with twice as many holes. They're very nice. I mean, really, we could complete all of Tier 4, basically, except for Hypertube, since we need encased industrial beams for this one. We could also go for expanded power infrastructure, which will give us access to the power storage, which basically is like a battery that's about like as tall as a power pole right there. And what it does is it will allow us to store 100 megawatts of power. So in case the power grid ever goes down, or we need to divert power somewhere else in the meantime, we could like temporarily have a little setup where all of our storage batteries fuel a factory without needing like real power for the moment. I do have a room in my main save where I have 100 of these in one spot for like 10,000 backup power, but just in case I need it. But there have been very few situations in which I really needed it. We'll also get the power tower, which is I've never really used before. This is added in update 8, I believe. And the power tower platform, which is the same thing, but it has like a little platform you can climb up to for better utility and stuff. They're useful for spanning the power lines across great distances, as it says there. I'm not sure how far, but I guess you can go much farther. I guess we'll have to see whenever we go for this. But yeah, I really want miner Mark 2s and conveyor belt Mark 3s, so let's try to go for this right now and see what we can do with all that. Oh, I can jump from my iron factory to my steel factory. Thank you, Blade Runners. And we're already at almost 400 poles, so we'll just use these 200 and go unlock advanced steel production, baby. You know the drill by now. A boom. Beep boop.
Milestone reached. Logistics can be improved with a larger storage container, enhanced conveyor belt efficiency, as well as the ability to store excess power for later use.
Yay!
An additional project part can now be constructed. Further progress to the next phase is now possible.
Yay! Thank you, Ada. Didn't she say that you could get industrial storage containers in there? I'm pretty sure she said something along the lines of, you know, you could do more storage. I don't think that's true, though. Yeah, that's not true. I feel like they move things around between the different, like, tiers. Because they have moved items in and out of tiers in the past. And changed them up quite a bit. This is not how it used to be when I started playing in Update 3. And I guess you unlocked the industrial storage container in advanced steel production before? Or something like that, because she definitely talked about it there. But let's also try to go for this one before the episode's over. We should be at 200 steel beams already, if not pretty close to it. I mean, we literally can't unlock anything else for the next 8.5 minutes. Why is it taking that long for the pod to return, man? I don't know. Well, we've definitely got the pipes. Cool. And we're pretty close to the beams, so I guess I'll just wait a second for the beams to finish up. These are the steel beams on the conveyor belt in broad daylight. They're a pretty good item overall. They kind of look like conveyor belts a little bit. I wonder what that could mean. And here's a better look at the pipes. They're in little stacks of 3. They're not stacks, like bundles. Pipes are also pretty good on the conveyor belts. I like them too. I think we're starting to see a trend here, is that I like this game. But yeah, so basically we just unlocked the Miner Mark II, and the Miner Mark II is just twice as fast. Its normal extraction rate is 120 resources per minute, right? Damn, the nearest sulfur node is 1,200 meters away, huh? That's kind of rough. Ooh, let's take this down. Okay, nice. Now that we got rid of that, let's try to build the Miner Mark II. We need encased industrial beams. Okay. So I guess if we're trying to increase our logistic numbers and expand, the belt speeds and all that stuff and better miners, we're going to need encased industrial beams, as well as some modular frames and pipes. So we're already making those, as well as another miner boy. It's fine. So I guess we're not done for this episode because we need to build something else. But what does it take to make encased industrial beams? Let's find out. Well, we can now make those, as well as stators and motors, as well as the third as project part, which is automated wiring. Versatile framework requires modular frames in the beams, and the automated wiring requires these stators as well as cable, which is pretty simple. Stators themselves cost wire and pipes, and motors cost rotors and stators. So one of these is just these things together. Interesting. But the big question here, since we need these, is what do we do for encased industrial beams? Well, we need beams and concrete. Okay. But how much beams and concrete? Well, 24 per minute. That's a little awkward since we're only making 15 per minute. What if we tried to do like 4 per minute instead? 16? Oh, 3 per minute? That'd be 12, and we could do that. What about 3.5? 14. We could do better than that. There we go. 3.75 a minute or 62.5% clock speed will give us 15 beams consumed and 18.75 concrete per minute. Okay, 62. We'll just copy this. We'll copy that setting. Alright, so what we will do then is... Well, I think what we should do is just place the assembler like right in front of this thing here so that it's rightmost export holes lined up, and that's not perfectly lined up. Okay, that is lined up. And we'll just export the beams in here. I'll be taking out a sec of for myself though, because I'm gonna need that to unlock the thing when the thing returns. We'll set this to beams, we'll paste the settings, we'll hook this up to power with, this pole. Nice. Yeah, and then we will go over there, delete this storage bin, move it back a little bit, and then pull the concrete out from there and just kind of move it along here. I might need a... This is getting a little wonky. Bear with me, folks. No, let's keep the storage thing here, never mind. We'll keep that the way it is, but then we'll just pull from it. Here, what we'll do is this, so it's to be slightly less spaghetti and more, not that. We'll build a conveyor lift, right, up into another thing, and then we will export out the back. Yes, because we need to get this concrete from here to there. And I think what I'm choosing to do here is this. We will take stackable conveyor poles, right, and line it up so that we can get the concrete, like, even with the thing. Oh, it's a bit high. Oh, this is good though. Nice. So we just need 2. Is that an 90-degree angle? Sure is. Yep, and we will just move it over there. I think that's simple enough. Alright, and this is where we want to receive it, right in the middle of this little square. Okay, and unfortunately they're going to be like perfectly straight because this platform is going out like this, and that platform is going out like that. So they're not like lined up totally, but I'm doing the best with what I've got here. For now. It's definitely a for now situation, isn't it? And then from there, we will just mark one lift back down. And bring it around town. Let's place this here and in. It could be a cleaner setup. I understand that. It could be. But I'm gonna have to rethink this all a bit later. And I'll probably end up making the concrete and steel factories kind of like one big platform rather than 2 separate ones, just so it's a bit tidier. And so I can keep all this storage in kind of the same spot. But you know what? It works. And I just realized we're going to have an issue with the belt up here, since it's going to do that thing where they're just going to disappear. So let's delete that belt and place a new one right into the hole. Like that. Now I won't have that issue because the belt goes deep enough into the thingy. And now we're making the ever so illustrious encased industrial beams. And if I could make some space right here, we could store them. Out of the way, trees! Okay, and that will do. Look at it go! Nice. They say fix it on them. These are also good items on the belt. Alright, and unfortunately what this means is like the screws, we won't be able to store any of those, you know, beams until we're done with these beams. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but we'll just let that run for, you know, 90,000 hours, and then eventually the box will be full. Anyways, let's just unlock Logistics Mark III, because we can do that. Yay!
Milestone reached. Logistics can be improved with a larger storage container and enhanced conveyor belt efficiency.
Wait, she didn't say the other thing, as well as the ability to store excess power for later. Didn't you say that last time? I feel like this is like a note as probably like the last one. Oh, a couple of these are a little messed up. Unless I just misheard her on the last one, but she definitely didn't say that last part about the extended power thing. Because I don't think we unlocked that in this one, did we? Yeah, we didn't unlock that one in this one. They moved it over here. Or, no, to expanded power infrastructure. So now that last line, they just cut it out. Weird and scuffed. Alright, so now we have access to the industrial storage container, which is just a big storage container. Like I said, it's literally just like two of them stacked on top of each other. Having double the holes is cool though, I guess. And as you can imagine, this has 48 slots with a 24, so it's literally just double the storage. And then here in logistics, we have the third belt! Mark III belts! As you can see from the Mark II belts, the shreds are once again a little bit different. The sides are also different. They have a new design. And the cost of Mark III belts is the steel beams, which are unfortunately making encased beams now, so we're not storing any Mark III belt stuff, which is kind of shitty. And then the Mark III lifts, you know, it's just the same thing, but for conveyor belt lifts. And we now have the stackable pipeline, which is just, you know, it's just the stackable conveyor support, but with a pipe hole on it. So, you know, that's pretty cool. More options for stuff and faster belt speeds. As you can see, we made the jump from 1 to 2, so that was 60 to 120, or double the current amount. But now we're going from 120 to 270? That's more than 2 times the amount. And 270 is kind of a weird number to use, and I'll show you how we utilize this later. But yeah, that's a lot faster, and if you run on conveyor belts, you definitely get speed, you know, because like, they're moving. And if you run in the same direction, you can go pretty fast, especially with the Blade Runners on now. Getting quite speedy. And with the tier 3 belts going more than twice as fast as this, you can just imagine how we'll be zooming around on these things. It's a pretty fun way to travel. Although going back uphill can be a little difficult-ish, but it's still pretty quick. I mean, the Blade Runners just make everything pretty fast. But yeah, anyways, that's gonna be it for this episode of Satisfactory. We started steel production. We made automated stuff for the pipes, the beams, and encased industrial beams at that. I think that's a pretty good start. We also made this little concrete bridge. That's fun, right? And in the next one, we will start tinkering with, oh god, upgrading the base again, I suppose. Because, you know, now we have access to the Mark II miners, so we can get twice as many resources, as well as the Mark III belts. And yeah, that means more things to make more things, to make more things. It's like we're in a never-ending cycle. Ha 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 ha. But yeah, expansion's on the horizon, so be prepared for that. I will see you all in the next one where we're going to do expandy things. But yeah, I've been Rara, and thank you all very much for watching this episode of Satisfactory, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!